America's unrelenting tragedy. All that and more now on Graph's Grievances. The United States has now passed more than 400 mass shootings this year alone. With just over 5 months left in 2023, the number of mass shootings in America is up 9% from this same time last year. According to the Gun Violence Archives, 2023 now represents the earliest in a year 400 mass shootings have been recorded. The research group defines a mass shooting as a single event with 4 or more victims either injured or killed. And get this, just 7 months into the year, and the United States has already eclipsed the total number of mass shootings recorded each year in the US from 2013 through 2018. This scourge of gun violence directly impacting tens of millions of Americans. According to KFF, nearly 1 in 5 US adults has had a family member killed by a gun. And it should come as no surprise that America's exponentially increasing mass shooting epidemic comes as Americans purchase more guns. According to the FBI, background checks for gun purchases passed 1 million last month. June, now the 47th straight month of record-setting gun sales in America. 47 months of record gun sales. And remember, the FBI does not conduct background checks on the likely hundreds of thousands of firearms Americans purchase each year from unlicensed sellers. These transactions especially concerning. According to Everytown for Gun Safety, nearly 1 in 9 prospective buyers who responds to an ad from unlicensed sellers would not pass a background check. This denial rate 7 times higher than at licensed gun stores where background checks are required. And all of this resulting in a growing number of Americans, including Republicans, viewing gun violence as a significant problem. According to Pew Research, 81% of Democrats and 38% of Republicans saying gun violence is a major problem for the country. And while twice as many Democrats as Republicans say gun violence is a very big problem, over the past year, the number of Republicans saying gun violence is a very big problem has increased 11%. Yet despite a surge in gun violence being fueled by an ever-increasing number of guns, Republican lawmakers seem determined to exacerbate the problem. Just this month, Florida became the 26th state to implement a permitless carry law, allowing adults to carry concealed firearms without training or a license. Florida's Republican governor and 2024 presidential candidate Ron DeSantis signing the legislation while simultaneously calling for Florida to go even further and allow people to openly carry guns in the state. The situation in Washington, not any better. A bicameral group of Republican lawmakers is now attacking the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act signed into law by President Joe Biden last year. The first major gun control legislation in nearly 3 decades introduced enhanced background checks and set aside billions of dollars for states to fund mental health programs and implement red flag laws, which allow authorities to confiscate guns from those found by a judge to be too dangerous to possess them. Well, now, 7 GOP senators and 26 House lawmakers are accusing President Biden of unconstitutionally bribing states to pass red flag laws. You heard that right. Republicans are literally accusing President Biden of effectively implementing the new law by giving states money to set up red flag laws and keep guns out of the hands of dangerous people. In case it was not already clear, America's gun violence epidemic will only end when Republicans stop worshiping at the altar of the gun and concede that the lives of their fellow Americans are more important than unfettered access to deadly weapons. Thanks for watching Graph's Grievances. Let me know what you think, and please subscribe.